Daiwa rods and big fish. There is nothing better than heading out to sea on a crystal clear morning just as the sun starts to peek over the horizon. You get that red glow above as the sun starts to light up the sky. Below, as the ocean becomes more visible, it is like the boat is gliding through a pool of silky smooth oil. We are heading out to our favorite couple of marks about 6 miles out to sea at a depth of around 36 fathoms. Our weapons of choice for today are Daiwa rods, and big fish is what we are hoping to find. On our way to our destination we cross several other small reefs along the way, so I decide to troll a couple of Rapala X-Rap Magnum fishing lures out the back in the hope of picking up a mackerel or even a yellowfin tuna. My favorite one of these lures is the silver body with the red head. This lure has done me proud many times, and there are a few teeth marks in the paintwork down the side of the body from a few near misses at the Daiwa rods I have on board for trolling are the Saltiga G boat rods. The matchup of quality components on these rods gives them greater strength and lifting power to be able to control powerful fish. They are a great combination. Daiwa rods and big fish. I start to organize my gear for some bottom bashing, so I am ready as soon as we get to our mark further out. Just as I'm about to start tying up some paternoster rigs, that unmistakable sound of the reel ratchet going at high speed fills the air as one. Then another of the rods out the back bite in as we get a double hookup on the trolling gear. The decky shout us to the skipper and he brings the boat to a dead stop as we begin winding in what seems to be nothing of great size. As we get our fish closer to the boat I catch a flash of silver and blue, which tells me we probably just hit a school of small mac tuna, and as we haul our catch over the side my suspicions are confirmed. Not a very good eating fish, but works well as strip bait for snapper and kingfish. Nothing better than bait this fresh, so we'll put them. Skipper sets us back on course and we let our lures out the back for another try for some better eating fish this time. A light southeasterly wind starts to pick up a little and begins to ruffle the surface of the water. It won't be enough to bother us today as the swell is less than a meter and it's not forecast to pick up till later in the week. We are nearly on our marks now, so we wind in the trolling gear as the skipper starts to have a look around on the sounder for a decent patch of fish. He is pretty sure he has a spot, so we get organized for our first drop. I'm combining another Daiwa Saltiga rod with one of Daiwa Saltiga lever drag 2-speed fishing reels. These reels handle both mono and serious strength braid for when you are chasing big fish. Skipper positions us and we drop our lines in ready to drift over our first mark. The reason I use Daiwa gear is I know that when I get hooked up onto some big fish that my gear is not going to let me down. If you come across a school of kingfish and hook up, you need to know your gear is going to let you drag that sucker up before he heads you into a reef and cuts you off. I don't like taking those sort of chances with just any fishing gear. I'll fill you in on what happens in the next article, but for now, if you want more information on the gear I'm using, check out this blog at www.madfishingsite.com.